Hey guys, it's Vash the 18th here again, doing another build vlog. Right now I'm actually printing some more parts for the upgrade. No modifications still outside of just the glass bed, just because I want that really nice like flat layer on the bottom, but no other modifications outside of that. Physically to the printer, I did upgrade the printer. Can't really see it just because the screen's super bright, but I upgraded it to Skynet, and I've used that before on the A8, so I upgraded to it. Already had the code configured, so I just decided, hey, just upload it on this and worry about it later. I did look and find out that the latest version of Marlin does work with the A8 board now, so probably in the near future, once I do all the upgrades, I will do another firmware update and upgrade the printer with the latest Marlin firmware. I just have to find some of the more proper configurations, because I'm not good at code. I'm not good at all that code and everything and knowing all that stuff. I know some of it just because I've messed with it, but definitely want to make sure I get it right. And if you guys are looking into doing the Marlin firmware upgrade, definitely research, definitely look around. You don't want to, make a mistake. But right now I have this going. This is the belt tensioner for the X. So, the belt's not all the way tight, but I have it pretty decent. But I just want to get it, as better quality as I possibly can. So this will definitely help. I have printed out some other parts, and I'll show you guys that right now. Got them at my desk. If we go over here, actually got them laid out right here. So I got a belt holder for the X. It came out pretty well. The bottom isn't like perfect. I don't know if you guys can kind of see. It's not perfect. This was printed on painter's tape, and just the first layer wasn't that great. And I didn't use a brim. That's why I'm using a brim now, just because it's just helped me get better adhesion, and then just the inner layers tend to be much better. So, but overall this came out just fine. No problem, going to be able to use this without issue. Wow, it's not focusing. There we go. So it came out pretty nice. I'm happy with that. But that's that. Then we have these right here. These are for the Y, and that's also not focusing, but anyway, these are going on the Y. This is actually where the roller will go, where the belt will roll over, and then we have basically the knob that's gonna press for tension. Oh man, wow, nothing's focusing, that's crazy. And then also the flat piece that goes in the front, and that will just kind of give you guys an idea of where it's gonna go. That's gonna go right there in the front, and then that knob will turn, and it'll basically press it out and basically give the belt a bit more tension, so you get nice tighter movements when it comes to the print. And then we have these thumb nuts here that I printed, and I already had some M3 nuts that I just popped in. I'm probably going to test those out and see if they just sit in there. Hopefully they do. If they don't, I'll probably just pop some super glue, a little bit of super glue, so they just sit in there and they don't accidentally like come out as I like screw and unscrew it when I tension it. And then we have these little guys right here. These are to help the springs on the bed just stay in place. That's all they're really for. That's part of the file, so I printed it out, but I didn't think I need them, but I'll try them out. Prints came out fine. Printed these on the glass bed, came out pretty good. It's hard to tell, but those came out pretty good. Flat bottom, nice and smooth. But right now I'm actually in the process of using OctoPrint, and if you guys aren't using this, I highly suggest it. It's actually pretty easy to set up. Just go to OctoPrint's website. There's multiple videos on how to set it up. If you guys want me to make a video on how to set it up, just leave a comment and just say, hey, show us how to set it up, and I'll do a quick video on how it's done. Their description on how to do it is pretty straightforward. I found a quicker way to do it as far as loading it up on the SD card. I found a nice quick way to set up that process. But using this right now to print. The great thing about this is that all the management tools are in here. Temperature, then you have control. I don't have a camera on this one yet. I will. Yeah, that's why I got that error. Then this is just kind of just gonna go through the G code, but we don't need to mess with that. If you guys want to with OctoPrint, you guys can set up a time lapse. So if you have the Raspberry Pi camera, you can set it up so that it records the prints. And it's actually pretty cool. I've seen multiple people do it. I've done it before. It looks pretty awesome. But yeah, basically just gives you a temperature gauge so you know exactly what the temperature is. Right now it's holding steady at 200 degrees, kind of fluctuating up and down a little bit, but it's right where it needs to be. I am not using the heated bed for this because it is PLA and you don't need the bed to be heated to print with PLA. You do for ABS, so if you do plan on printing ABS, just know that you do need to heat the bed about 70 degrees. But for PLA, you can heat the bed. It's not necessary. Most printers and default settings just do it at 60 or 50. But if you guys don't want to, PLA doesn't require it, so don't worry about it. But as you guys can see right here, I have my files preloaded on here. Right now it's printing the belt tensioner, as you guys can see up here. It says an hour, but for some reason OctoPrint always gets the time off. It's more likely going to be like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 30. I don't know why, but OctoPrint just does that for some reason. If you guys are curious about finding out how much time your prints will take, just go to G-code viewer or gcode.ws. Go to that address and just basically drop the file in. It'll tell you exactly the amount of time that it takes to print. Just you can choose a file, just drop it in here, and it'll tell you. So, but right now I have all my prints that I'm doing for the upgrades loaded. The remaining ones anyway. Belt tensioner, which it's doing now. The semicircle fan duct, which is a really great fan duct for this printer, and then a power supply cover. This is a shroud for the printer, so it covers all the wiring. If you look on the side of the printer, actually I'll show you guys. But basically the wires are exposed. They're right there, open. Terminals are open to be touched, and that is not safe. So that's why I'm printing the cover for it. And with the cover on there, I'll be able to add a power switch, which is what I bought here. And if you guys are wondering, you guys can get these on Amazon for about $6 to $8. I got this one for $6.50. Just simple power switch. Now, unfortunately with this one, I bought this and it didn't come with a fuse, but I have an extra one from just another switch that I bought, so I'm just gonna pop it in there so I have, you know, a bit of protection on that. But definitely once the shroud is done, pop this in, wire it up, and wiring is pretty simple. I'll find a link and post it in the description on how to wire it up if you guys are unsure, but definitely do your research if you guys are planning on rewiring the power supply, because you just want to make sure that you don't do it incorrectly. But yeah, definitely one of the more important upgrades. And also for these pins here, I bought these pin connectors, and I didn't get these from Amazon. I just popped down a Fry's. Oh, this is so small. It's hard to focus on. It's a bit better. But basically, these just will go right here on these guys there, and I just got to crimp them down on the wiring, and it'll make it just so much easier as far as connecting. I don't have to do any soldering. These will just go on there, just like that. I mean, obviously I'm going to press it in, but just crimp it at the top and we're good to go. But this is just going to make using the printer so much easier, and I won't have to plug and unplug it every time, which is a pain. I can leave it plugged in and just hit the switch, just kind of like many other printers you might find. But I wanted to show you guys that so you guys get an idea of what I'm doing with the printer right now. I am gonna start printing other things outside of upgrades. I mean, but I want to get these upgrades done so I get better quality prints. And just the last little view on there. That's where we're at with the belt tensions at the bottom, and then, you know, we're probably about like 25% in, so we're doing pretty good. Got a good layer adhesion on there. And that's the Raspberry Pi that's hooked up USB to it. So I don't need a computer, I just need to access it from the web. So just a quick video to show you guys. I'll probably do a build video when this is all done, and I'll show you guys what it looks like once I have all those pieces added on, and I'll probably do some test prints to compare to the ones I've already done. That way you guys can get like a good comparison of what it's like when it's upgraded, what the prints look like. Here's a Chinese checker from the SD card from the Anet, and a 3D Benchy. My first one ever. After a year of using 3D printers, I finally printed one, so I feel like I'm part of the community finally. But yeah, and I really like this, and this is with no modifications, so I really look forward to what one will look like with mods, with upgraded parts. So just a quick video for you guys. You know, let me know if you guys have any questions, or like I said, if you want me to show you guys how to set up OctoPrint, let me know. I will totally make a video for that. I found a simple way to do it. But again, leave a comment below, a like, share, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Thanks, guys.